The old saying is that one man's trash is another man's treasure. And I've never really felt a scenario where that particularly applied to me more than it does with this wood right here. So I'll give you the 30-second recap of the story. Then we're going to get to work and see what we can do with this. So I had a friend tell me they had some cherry logs that they wanted to make a mantle for a fireplace out of. And they needed a couple pieces that were 5 foot long, 4-inch by 6-inch. And we cut the whole log into 4-inch thick pieces, trying to find a 6-inch wide piece with no holes in it. When we got done, we did not have any pieces that big without a hole in them. And I kind of tried to sell him on the idea that maybe he could still use them with some epoxy, or maybe he could make it a little bit smaller. And he said, no, I'm going to go get a perfect piece of wood for it. No problem there. I said, I don't mind hanging on to this if you don't want it. And he said I could have this wood. Now, it's in pretty rough shape. It's completely full of holes. It's got soft spots that are rotted. And you can't even see right now what I liked about it so much, which is the beautiful color. This is a swirl of orange and red in all kinds of cool patterns. And it's some of the nicest looking wood I've ever seen. But you're only going to see that when it's fresh cut, or if you put water on it, or you put a finish on it. Even like a clear finish will really bring out all that color. And that was a few days ago, and I have not stopped thinking about this wood and what I can do with it. I've been watching a bunch of videos about how to make an epoxy table, like they call them a river table, where it's got that river of epoxy. And I've been envisioning all kinds of different things I could make out of this. And I'm just so excited that I'm out here at, it's about 9:30 at night. And I'm going to see if I can get a start on this. So the first thing I want to do is try to take all this down to the same thickness. And I've been back and forth on how thick I want that to be. You know, if I did 1.5 inches, I could get like 3 pieces out of each of these chunks. But I think I'm going to go with full 2-inch thick on all my pieces. I had 3 of my grandkids all day today, and it's such a blessing to have this shop that even though it's still halfway open to the elements, I've got the ability to come out here in the evenings and still get work done, whether it's in the Quonset hut or in the main shop. I'm making these cuts at 2 inches, thinking that after drying time and planing and sanding, I'll still have 1.5 inch thick material which is really good for a tabletop or something like that. The sawmill can cut as low as 1 inch material without hitting your stops or anything like that. I tell you what, this is just gorgeous lumber. There's no other way to say it. It needs a lot of work, but look at the color on that. Somewhere hidden in this is a Mona Lisa, or this is my Sistine Chapel right here. I've been wanting some wood that look just like this. Just phenomenal character, all the knots, splits. I mean, some of these are actually 2 pieces, but that's not a bad thing for what I want to do. I've got a lot to figure out still, but right now what I need to do is just clean these up. I'm going to get the dust collection turned on in here, and then we'll get started. And there is what I have to deal with tonight. So I am really excited to work on this, but I cannot make an epoxy table out of it until it's fully dry. It needs to be an absolute maximum of 12% moisture, and ideally it'd be lower than that. And even though this has been on the ground for years, long enough to rot, that doesn't mean it's dry at all. So let's see what we get here. That says 23%, 26%, 15% on the end of the board, 23, 20. The lowest number I got was 16 and the highest was 27. So I've done a video about how long it takes wood to dry, but I'm thinking this will be a 6-month drying process before you see the finished product. Now it may dry quicker because it's not just drying from the ends, it's drying from the middle where these gaps are. So the first thing I think I need to do is just hit them with an air hose. Like this gap right here goes all the way through. It's a wide gap. I can almost stick my fingers through the board. A lot of it is brushing off, but some of it you're gonna have to kind of scrub out some of this rotted wood with a hard bristled wire brush to try to clean down in these gaps and get all of this out we can. I don't think this one's gonna do much good on it. I think you really need this hard bristle, this wire brush. Well, I went through all these, tried to be really thorough and blast all of the sawdust and junk out of all the cracks in these. And I'll probably have to do it again. Not sure yet what I want to do. I could make 6 different river table type pieces with even a light clear finish or a slight red finish on this. It's just going to pop and be really bright and dynamic, the color patterns on this. I could do a bunch of pieces this wide that were its own piece, or split them down the middle and widen that out so there's like a river in between them. Or I could turn this entire thing into one giant table. Really make something nice. Yet to be seen, and there's a lot of work to be done. Got to take some of these edges here that are too soft. I'm going to have to chisel those off. And look at it. I'm going to talk to a couple people in the area. The best thing to do would be to have these kiln dried. Have them dry in 2 weeks and ready to go. And get this thing knocked out. But I'm excited by projects like this. This to me is so cool. And can't wait to show it to you guys when it's done. But I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos. And I'll see you next time.